Welcome to Canada Reads, everybody.
Thank you.
Been a couple of nice days so far to...
Pretty fun and cordial, right?
We made some new friends. It's nice.
Yeah.
We all like each other right now.
I feel like the weather kept things a little bit, you were a little bit more reserved and conservative maybe because with minus 30, yeah. You're the only person I told. Now, you guys could have told her you're trying to sabotage Lisa's time on stage. Are you able to turn it on?
Oh, I can use yours. We can share, see?
You could share one.
We're not sharing books, but we can share a mic.
Yanic, are you on? Do you guys...
No.
The way to turn it on is...
There you
I'm
go.
like a blind person. I can't see. Huh.
No.
Hi.
There you go. Lisa, you're on? Do you think you... Yeah?
Yeah? Is it on?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Mic number 5 is giving us... should we try it again?
Pump up the volume.
There you go.
There you go.
Right. But do you have to stay hunched over in that position for the next 90 minutes? That's no good. Yeah. Well, we'll see. If not, they'll share a mic. So I want to go through you guys. Yanic, what made you decide to do Canada Reads?
Well, the first page I read, Canada Reads.
Yes.
I thought you were. I was already answering
Well, you
your
were
question
already
about
pushing
You
Anaïs.
were
his book.
staring at the author of
yeah.
your book, so
The
you thought
author
I was
of my
talking about her.
book. To be honest, because of my work, I have to read so many scripts that I had kind of stopped reading books for the pleasure of just reading. And my agent is a huge fan of Canada Reads, and she said, you should do it. It's a great show. And I thought of it, and even though I don't have that much time, it felt like this will be a great opportunity to reconnect with something I used to love that I don't do anymore. So that's why, really.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Ziya, how about you? What made you want to do Canada Reads?
Well, I think this is, a very venerable show, 18 seasons already. And I have to say that when I mentioned this to people, it's a reality TV show. And on other reality TV shows in the rest of the world, like Survivor, they're battling to the death, or it's about music. And I'm like, in Canada, we have a reality TV show about reading. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and that's kind of awesome. Because at the end of the day, everybody loves reading, and like all of Canada gets together. We get together at libraries, we make it a community event, book clubs get together, and we get to champion the best book for this country, and I think that's fucking amazing. Oops.
Wow. Get them out now. This is the place, I suppose. Some people just came to do a job search in the background. They're like, what in the world were these vulgar people on stage?
Sorry.
Lisa, what made you want to do Canada Read? We plucked you from Hong Kong for this.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to come to Toronto right now in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. Well, I've always loved to read. It's really, really simple, I think. And, I got the call. I knew about the show. I thought, again, fabulous opportunity. And then also my book was really, really compelling. I saw I had a little bit of a hint about the lineup this year. You guys are in for a treat. You guys are really in for a treat. All the books, I want to say right now, are really, really compelling reads. And I think that, there is sort of a bigger picture. Yeah, we're going to be obviously competing and debating, and terrifies me to debate, by the way, with each and every one of these guys. They are so eloquent. But on a larger picture, it is about engaging with Canada and reading. And I think that each and every book that we have chosen is going to be celebrating, and that's huge for an author. So, thanks for making me a part of it.
All right. And Chuck, what made you want to be part of Canada Reads?
Man, well, all the good answers are gone thanks to these guys. But what I would say, right? I mean, come on. But what I would say is I'm a drummer in a rock band, so I thought it could give me a little bit of a different look, like beat the stereotype of like musicians don't read any books, and so I thought, hey, this is a good look. I'm going in for it.
You did this. You're going to read 5 books just to dispel stereotypes.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Exactly.
For the cause. You're doing it for the cause. Okay. And Joe, tell me, what made you want to do this?
Same. Fashion people read. I'm going to bust that myth. The movie was not called Devil Wears Prada and reads Gabriel
You
Marquez.
let me hanging. I was going to high five. There you go.
All right. Well, the theme this year, which I really, really like, is one book to move you. Every year we have a theme. This year that is what it is. And you were supposed to, the intention was that you would pick a book around that theme, that this is a book that moves you and furthermore will move Canadians. So maybe this is an opportunity to quickly introduce people to your book and how it served that theme. Yanic?
I'm always the first. Oh, because I guess.
I can start anywhere, but then I'll lose track.
My book is Suzanne, which was Anaïs's grandmother, who was a real woman who existed, who was an artist, Suzanne Meloche, who was a painter, a poet, and she abandoned her kids and her husband to fulfill her destiny, which in her head was to be an artist.
That's not a spoiler alert, by the way. That happens. Everybody's aware of that, right? We won't spoil anything, and in fact, we are going to have the authors on stage too to talk in a little bit more detail.
Right.
But how did this book move you?
Because to me, it was a book about forgiveness. Because Anaïs really started the process of trying to understand how someone can leave their kids and their family behind, to understand this grandmother who basically she hated because she hurt her mother. And in the process of digging and finding out who this person was, the book starts like a hatred letter to someone who hurt deeply her mother, but ends up being a love letter because she discovers a woman that was fascinating and really stood up for herself. She was an original at a time where the Catholic Church told you should be a mother or a wife. Those were your options. And that was not good enough for her. And even though that choice is very debatable, you have compassion for this person. So for me, it's a book about forgiveness, which is a freeing gesture to do.
Yanic, I think when the authors come on, what we'll do is we'll talk about the books. I put you on the spot to do all that.
Yeah.
I will try not to do it again when the authors are on stage. But I think for the rest of you, I'll ask you what the theme meant for you, one book to move you, rather than talk about your books, because we'll have the authors on to do that as well. That's my fault, not yours. You don't apologize for anything.
So would you like to clarify for me what you mean by that?
What I mean is that you could have, the theme could have been anything. One book to make you feel sad, one book to what did it mean to you?
One book to move you.
Yeah, what did it mean, that theme?
Okay, I can say that one book to move me was not a figurative movement. It was a literal movement. I was on the other side of the world 2 weeks ago, and I was actually meant to be on a trip with my father going back to the village of my grandfather. And I have read Max's book, and it moved me across the planet to come here and defend it. That's how much it moved me.
That is Max Eisen's book, By Chance Alone, which you will be introduced to momentarily as well. Joe, how about you? What did it mean?
My book is The Woo Woo right there, written by Lindsay Wong, who's sitting right there, and we'll get into it later. But I think really what moved me was twofold, and I've been talking about this for the last 2 days. The story is Lindsay's memoir, growing up with her parents and her grandparents who were struggling with mental illness. But in the Asian culture, you don't discuss it, you don't feel it, it's put away. And of course, it is described as being possessed by ghosts, i.e. the woo-woo. And what moves me is that Lindsay's life is so heartbreakingly raw and the way that she's tackled it. And I felt so much for her. But I think really, the second half of what really moved me was that here was someone in the Asian culture standing up and talking about mental health and mental illness, which we never do. And I think it's moving me to say you have to take action, that we can't just sit back anymore and do nothing about something that requires our attention. And when you read Lindsay's book, and I urge you to, it will move you to take those actions.
Chuck, what did the book move you? Did the theme move you in some way?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My book is Homes, and it's a story of a 10-year-old boy from Syria who basically went through civil war. And hey, can you hear me? Okay, is that better? So it's about a 10-year-old boy who went through civil war in Syria with his family. And for me as a new father, to imagine my kid dealing with bombs exploding, 2 blocks away from his home, to to playing with bullets, because that's the toys that he plays with his friends with, and to imagine just snipers being on the roof of his own apartment building. To imagine my kid going through that is just terrifying. And I think what's really special about the book is not only is it about the war and about all the atrocities that happened there, but it's also, and more importantly, maybe a love story between a father and a son, and what parents and dads will do and sacrifice to give their children a better life and a better future. So I think for me, it just shows how much we have in common, no matter where we're from in the world, and no matter what our circumstances are. We all share that love and that humanity, and I think it's what made it so special and emotional for me.
Thanks, Chuck. You're also dispelling another stereotype. Soft-spoken rock and roll drummer there, huh? We're going to talk a little bit about how you prepare for Canada Reads, but I wanted to ask Lisa this question about... No, I will never forget. Don't. Just preparing people and myself, but I wanted to know about what the theme meant for you.
So I did have to question myself, what does it mean as a human being to be moved? And for me to be moved, there has to be empathy, right? You have to create a bridge between yourself and someone else's life, and then you have to cross that bridge, and you have to immerse yourself into someone else's life. And how do you do that? Well, I mean, books are a wonderful, wonderful gateway into actually deep diving into a world that you wouldn't have experienced otherwise. And there's two ways of doing that. So I think that becoming moved for me is twofold as well. It's the language, for me as a reader, I think I love words. I love sentences. I love the way that sentences tell a story. So you can have one story, one theme, but many different ways of telling a story. So language is really important, and it will move you. And the other way, of course, is the themes of the story, Brother, which is David Chariandy's book, is actually set in Scarborough of the 90s. Is there anyone here from Scarborough? Woo!
You came in late. Usually people hear the word Scarborough and they come in right away. You gave a little pause there.
So, you don't have to be from Scarborough to read the book. In fact, I encourage everyone here, and I'm going to encourage everyone across Canada to read it because, of course, the action takes place in a much maligned neighborhood of Scarborough. Kind of, you could say, the wrong side of the tracks, a working class neighborhood. And then, today we hear a lot of headlines, right? Especially in Toronto, there's a lot of gun violence, right? You hear the headline, you make a lot of assumptions, and you dismiss, right? We dismiss people. Oh yeah, that happens on that side of town or amongst these people. Well, how are we going to be moved to understand, to get engaged in communities and to solve these problems? You have to be moved, you have to enter those lives, and that's what you do through Brother. It is so incredibly universal by being very, very specific.
Okay, we'll talk more about the book in just a little while when we have you back on stage. Final question while I have you all here. Just one answer, one word, one sentence, if you will. It's the battle of the books. We call it a battle. It's framed as a battle. You're going to battle against each other. How do you prepare for battle, Yanic?
Good question. Well, to me, it is more art. It's very hard to debate art because it has to do with sensibility. And your sensibility, I cannot judge your sensibility. Your sensibility is not better than mine. It's just a matter of sensibility. So in that sense, I really responded to my book because it speaks to me in my life story. And I, so far, am fascinated and touched by all the other books. So to me, it is more of celebration of writing and of books and literature than, I know you said.
Not the strongest warrior cry I've ever heard.
I know.
Yanic.
Sorry. Hold on. Strong warrior of love. How about that?
Yeah. All right. All right. He's a warrior of love, not of battle.
There you go.
Ziya, how about you?
I prepare like a sumo wrestler. It's all in the eyes. It's already done. It's a done deal. Max Eisen's book is the book of the year. I already know that. Look right in my eyes right beforehand, and you will know. Yeah, he did all the preparation. All the work's been done. I just have to sit back like this.
Yeah. All right. Look forward to seeing you in that outfit.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Hopefully, maybe we want to talk about dress code this year, just in case that goes sideways. Lisa, how do you prepare?
Well, I'm kind of scoping out the books. I'm trying to see which is the thickest one that can possibly be used as a weapon. But failing that, I really do stand by my book. I don't need a strategy. My book is the best. That's all.
Okay, Chuck.
Well, I'm gonna make another music reference or like metaphor, but I feel like this is the star of the show, the book, the lead singer. I'm the guy in the back that's just gonna champion it and just support it, be the backbone for it, the foundation, and just
That's
kind
nice.
of, just lay down the groove and just hope that people can just take the time to enjoy it. It's really great.
Look forward to your drum solo. Exactly.
There you
I
go.
love that.
Joe.
How am I going to prepare? I was going to actually give it away and say cunning strategy. I'm going to troll all of you on social media and take copious notes in the dark of night and know so much about all you guys inside out before I get there. But really, at the end of the day, passion. I think if I can sell how much I love my book and make you feel the love that I have in my heart for this book, then I think you'll understand why The Woo is the book that will win.
All right, let's give a nice round of applause to all the authors who are here with us right now. Thank you, guys.